Good morning. Hello. How is everyone? And hello to future friends who are watching this later. Don't forget about it, Anja. Hello, James. It's always good to see you. Whenever there were times you were a bit late or something, I was always immediately worried. Where's James? Always have to be the first one to stop by. So, hello, James. Good to have you. And I see again another more quiet start into the Thursday. I think last week, Thursday, also was a bit more quiet. I think that it was the day when James and I had a lot of time to talk, which is good, isn't bad. So I had a look at our tarot cards this week, and the day we got to the card we got for today is the Fool. And oh, Marcus here. Hello, good morning. Early, you're on time. Wow, awesome. Was just about to talk about the cards. And I think for this week, the if we get everything together, it's all about cycles, like the Fool is a beginning, but also trusting in the process and yeah, let yourself fall into the process. And this is kind of fulfillment. Actually, it's kind of the other way around. We got this. This was the first card on Monday, and this is the last one. But like I said, it's a cycle. You always start new and go through this process again. And this card on Tuesday, in combination with this one, was all about, for me, that sometimes we go through the same problems again and again, and we have to find a way to get out of this cycle, to not go through the same things again and again. And maybe yesterday we talked about doing too much too fast would be one thing. And this might be the message to, yeah, trust in the process and don't do everything just because you fear one thing is not enough. Maybe trust your gut that says this is the thing I need to do. I don't know. I'm not sure, but so not to do too much, maybe do less to move forward. I think our society brings us to do as much as possible, but maybe it's the other way around. You should do less to move forward. That would be something I feel is true. Ah, yeah. The Fool was like cute to arrive. Yeah. I don't think so, Mark. James says, and the cycle to begin again, hopefully at a higher level. Exactly. So we don't want to go through the same things again, or maybe do the same mistakes again and again. If you, like I said yesterday, I often realize I'm writing my same problems again into this journal. Why do I always come to this exact same point? And it's always the same. What can I do to get out of this, to really make a change? So, yeah, like the cycles of a year. Exactly. I think everything is going in cycles. Even when you look at a novel or writing, you always have to go through certain steps and then you start again. You have the next project, and maybe you have the same doubts again, go through the same stuff. So yeah, everything happens again and again, and we grow with each. We change, or we have to change the chance at least. Hello, cool gamer. Good to see you. Yeah, so we're starting with a heavy subject today, but I think, yeah, what I like about it is the thought that maybe doing less is better than doing more. I think that is an important message. So, yeah, let me set up the first timer. Here we are. And I'm confused today. Now I pressed the totally wrong button. Got somewhere. Where am I? Oh, here are the playlists. It is. So, the first timer. Why don't we use this one first? So I cleaned my MacBook this morning. You know, I ran a program in hopes that this will help with my video issue for the timers. So we will see. Yeah. Oh yeah. Wasn't it? Did it start last week Friday? This week Friday? I've forgotten about it. I think it was last week, wasn't it? Yeah. I hope that I solve my video problem before the retrograde ends. We'll see. Okay, let's jump into the first sprint. Yay! Okie dokie. Sprint number 1 over. And yeah, how did everybody do? I read that Mark successfully got up, which is a success. It is hard to get up in the morning, especially nowadays when it's getting colder again, and those it's so cozy in bed, and maybe the day ahead isn't the most fun day. And honestly, I'm a bit tired. I could also go back to bed. Yeah, I thought of Mel Robbins. Maybe I can share a link to one of her videos, who I really like. She's great, I think, very motivational person. I think she's an ENTJ. And yeah, she's great. And she has this power, very powerful person. And she also has this simple 5-second rule, which she also wrote a whole book about. I don't know how she did that. But where you kind of have to trick yourself, because usually it's your mind that starts like, just another 5 minutes, or I don't want to write today. All this stuff. You usually something in your head is telling you this, but what she does, that's why in the morning it's a very good strategy. When the alarm bell rings, you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and get up. You have only those 5 seconds, because that's the interval you have before your mind starts like interfering, and telling you, I'm so tired. It's so cozy. It's too cold. So, and this really helps. I am now really immediately getting up. The alarm bell rings, I'm getting up. I'm not even thinking about anything, doing anything else, because it's so much harder when you just stay there for even like 10 seconds more to get up. Then you really have to do it just immediately. And I think, of course, this is not only about getting up. This 5-second rule you can use every time when you kind of practice this. For instance, with writing, I'm also someone who always thinks, I'm not in the mood today. I cannot do this. It's so hard. And when I do the stream, not always, but usually it really helps to just start doing it and not even think about what you're doing. Just start doing it. Just start writing and don't go there. So that's why I think it's a very, very helpful strategy. Very simple, very helpful. And I will share a link with you if I find her, but I think I will. I know her name, so because all my videos are gone and saved in my old channel. So yeah. Let's jump into another sprint, or let me at least set it up. I published another timer that I had already, I think I've used it before, in line, so to say, so to speak, whatever. So I can't wait to finish the shower timer I made for for Ian. I hope everything works out in the end. So here we go. 25 minutes. Enjoy. Okie dokie. Sprint number 2 is done. How did everybody do? Yeah, I'm very happy actually with my progress. I've been writing about one of the crucial characters, and I realized that this character is actually very, very important for the story and for the ending. And I kind of don't go too much into her and her future and whatever. So I need to do a bit more, write a bit more about what is going to happen and blah, blah, blah. So yeah. So yeah, because while I was reading through my manuscript, I realized that I was very focused, of course, on the main character and what was happening to them, but the other characters that were also important for the story kind of didn't get their real ending, or yeah. So, and I think it would be, how can I say, that my main character wouldn't be in the best light when she didn't really care about what is happening to the other people. So that's why I'm digging a bit deeper into that and what she can do to help and whatever. It probably doesn't make any sense to you that what I'm telling you because you don't know the story, but yeah. So it's important to not only look on your main characters, obviously, but also the supporting characters. Not every one, not each little person that comes up, but the supporting characters, I think, also need to be kind of fleshed out good enough for a reader to, yeah, yeah, yeah. I also shared one little video that's only 5 minutes long, I think, about Mel Robbins. I think it's really, I quickly watched it, and it's very good. I think she's a very good speaker, motivational speaker, and I was thinking I should get back to reading her stuff because it is sometimes so simple, you know. We think too much. We often overthink everything, especially those things that are important to us. And we come back to what we talked about at the beginning of the stream. Sometimes less is more, you know, it's better to not overthink everything. Or the Fool card is exactly what this is about. Don't think, just do it, move, do it. And I think the 5 second rule is really, really helpful with that, especially as writers. I mean, we are kind of thinkers, maybe. We are in our head a lot, and we can be in our head with the story, and you know, but don't ever start to think about or go into the direction of self-doubts or anything. Don't do it. Don't go there. That's why I feel the 5 second rule is also very, very helpful for every writer when they are about or want to do something and start writing. And I see Mark is going to write a book called The Great Grumbler. I think grumbling, I don't know if this is a word, can be really, really good. Healing, you know. Sometimes you just have to get it out. I like to grumble into my journals, but it might be also good to just grumble to everyone out there. Oh, and Mark also wrote a poem, which was cool. That's why I said the morning hours proved to be the creativity inducing time for Mark. Just get out of bed and then start doing something. Anything else I missed while I was? No, I don't think so. Grumbling is good. Grumbling is healthy. Oh, Mark said this before Sunday the 25th is a new moon in Libra. I was watching a video that talked about it being a good time to focus on a new resolution. Ah, So why not do a resolution about trying out the 5 second rule just in the morning? I think that was from Mel's own personal story. That was the moment where she could change something in her life. She was at a really bad place, I think, because her husband lost a lot of money with the business, and she was in a kind of a depression and drinking heavily or too much, and she never got out of bed in the morning. So, and we all know this feeling, you know, this, you get up too late and then already the day is kind of bad. You know, you're in a bad mood because you feel guilty about getting up so late. And so we all know what it feels like. So, and I think somehow, or I think she watched during the night while she was drinking some rocket lift off, something like that. And that's why she came up with this in the morning. Oh, it's just like a rocket. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then she got up, and this was for her like, this actually works. I feel so much better today. I should try this again tomorrow. You know, this was the start of this 5 second rule. And then she, of course, did also some research on that. Like I said, she wrote a whole book about this. That we have, I think it goes back again to this. We have two kinds of brains, you know, the what's it called? The Stone Age man brain. You know, the original one, and then the more developed one where you have the long-term projects, ideas, and you know, you want to reach a goal like writing a novel, but then always your short-term brain, whatever it's called, I don't know, comes in, and the doubts and everything, and it always just wants the pleasure stuff like eating a cake, watching YouTube. And the 5 seconds, I think this has to do with the short time span. You have to be quicker than this part of your brain that comes in and says, I'm not doing it. So you have to go into action even before this part of your brain has the chance to chime in and do something about it, or to prevent you from doing anything. So I think it's really, really good. You can just try it out for getting up. And if it doesn't work the first time, for instance, my husband, it didn't really work, I think. You try it again. Or watch some of her videos. I think she's a very good speaker. To be a bit pedantic. Thinking isn't our problem. We don't think things through enough. Worry, anxiety, rumination are the problem. They are not thought. So you think it's more a bodily reaction or a trauma that comes in. Yeah, sometimes we feel an immediate, or we have an immediate body reaction. That's true. We can also go from there. Yeah, it's interesting. So you think it's the body that first, or the, yeah, anxiety and stuff. But I think, I think um, you have first to acknowledge, you know, it first has come to this thinking that this fear steps in, you know, that the anxiety wakens up, or the worry in the end. I think that maybe those are different situations. But I remember her also talking about fear or anxiety, and she had this example of flight fear, and she read about that our body reacts to fear in the same way as to excitement. You know, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I don't know, maybe you're right with the thing that there is something underneath when we don't do things, like we don't want to get up because the day ahead is bad. So of course, there are always reasons we do that, but still, I think a lot of stuff is going on that we can prevent from happening, or otherwise, we can go into action if we don't think about things too much, like if we don't go into this mindset. So, yeah, it's an interesting topic. And I just love the simplicity of Mel Robbins' 5 second rule. And in this regard, I find it very, very helpful, especially like if it's just about starting, especially with writing. I think there's a lot of trauma we have with creativity, and especially then just to, and we can just start, with the help of this 5 second rule without going there. The going to the thoughts that cause maybe also this anxiety reaction in our bodies, it can be really helpful. What was first, the hen or the egg? Anxiety or the thinking about stuff? That's a question. Okay, let me go and start. Oh yeah, we have. I was talking too much. We have to jump into our 40-minute sprint if I find a timer. I love this topic. It's very exciting, I think. If you have just a tool, and you can use it every time, and it works so good that all your life problems are just gone. Wouldn't this be great? There are a lot of different circuits in the brain. Some are constructive, some aren't. The default mode network is the focus of worry. Probably to survive, I'm guessing. We need to maintain an active, task-oriented focus. Exactly. To prevent falling into the default mode network. So, yes, that's it. Definitely. That's why it's so good when you get up early, you feel better. You're always already in this doing mode. How did you call it? You can, the active task oriented mode you will be in when you get up early and you have maybe your morning routine. Those are the good days where you get stuff done. And then there's the other ones where you start off with this default network security mode, because you got up late and stuff. Yeah. Okay, but every minute of the day is a new chance to start. So we will jump now in our 40 minutes sprint. Enjoy. Okie dokie. Sprint number 3 is over. And Anne is sick, unfortunately, or not feeling well. I hope you're getting better soon, Anne, if you're still there. So her stream is not happening today, so we have some more time for the final sprint. And yeah, how did everybody do? I continued thinking about my character and then started reading a bit just to have a little break from, yeah, sometimes you think yourself into, yeah, that you go over the same things again and again. That's why I thought it's good to have a little break in this regard. Mm. Oh, yeah, and Mark shared with us that he has a lot of time during the day. And yeah, I was just wondering if this leads, maybe I just remembered myself when I stopped working in an office, 9 to 5, and started working from home. And especially in the beginning, and still now sometimes, I felt like I'm not doing enough. Like you still think in this, I got 8 hours at least minimum, or let's say 6 or 4 until my kids come home, and I have to use this time as best as I can to move forward and get things done. And obviously, of course, very often I felt like that's all I did. What did I actually do? And so it can be sometimes really, or sometimes you can start to put a lot of pressure on yourself. And I think it's definitely different to be working from home or just for yourself in comparison to, yeah, working in an office. You know what has to be done and you just do stuff and then you can go home. So there's a totally different mindset you have when you're working for yourself or just want to do something, create something. It's a different rhythm. I also work on the weekends. I love to write on the weekends and whenever I got some time on my hands and some energy. So I have totally different times now, and not just this, okay, from 9 to 5, I'm going to do things, and the rest of the day is free. What even is free time for me? I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, so, oh, cool gamer. I like your stream. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, yeah. And James also said, I think that's absolutely true. That's the danger of, yeah, working for yourself, being at home, having a lot of freedom to structure your day. And James says, I've had to learn the discipline to not let my thoughts wander into destructive, negative, repeating patterns. Unfortunately, I've had to learn the dangers of the DMN, though, through hard experience. DMN is default mode network, what we talked about. Yeah. And structure is good for the mind as long as it is healthy and reasonably flexible. Yeah, exactly. And that's what we have to find the balance. How much we need structure somewhat to, yeah, do something. I don't think that anyone will be happy with just sitting and watching Netflix all day for weeks. I don't think that this is healthy. No one, we want to feel like we are creating something or doing something. And I think therefore we need some structure, like getting up. And I don't know, doesn't have to be like James says. It should be reasonably flexible so that we don't, on the other hand, get angry with ourselves when we don't do something at the same time every day. So, like writing 1,000 words every day would be not flexible at all, I think. And that's, yeah, what we have to investigate. Mhm. Default mode, whatever. exists for a reason. It's not entirely bad. A history of depression makes it even a part of myself that I have to manage carefully. Yeah. Yes, Viktor Frankl is a very good book to read. I don't know the title in English. Man's doesn't it even isn't it even called something with meaning? Man, I don't remember. Um, yeah, talks about humans having a fundamental drive toward meaning, and I totally believe that too. Or I think it's very important for myself to feel like I'm useful. That's why I struggled a bit with being a writer. There was a time where I was like, doesn't writing novels doesn't bring anything, for people. There are so many novels out there already, and my novels aren't needed, so to speak. And for some time I was like, yeah, and then I learned that stories are very important for humans. You need stories to learn, and this helped me to get over this state. I was so unmotivated because I thought stories are, or my novels are not important. And yeah, Man's Search for Meaning, that's it. That's the title. It's a very good book. It's a hard read as well, I think. It wasn't easy to go through his experiences in the Holocaust. So, but still, yeah, a very good book. And yeah, I think it even is the most read book. What was it? The most read book in the US? Or it's very famous in the US, I have to say. I don't even think it's that famous here in Germany. It should be, but it isn't. I heard a lot of this book about this book from Americans, and yeah. So what I wanted to say is find some meaning for yourself, or no, those are two different things. But why are you here? What is your goal? And I have understood, for me, it is writing novels. Doesn't matter if I think people will like them or need them, I don't know, but because I have this urge to do it, and that's why I want to follow it, and that's what I'm battling with every day. But I'm pretty sure that my life goal is to write those novels. And when I've written them, I can I can die. And it's not about selling a lot of novels. It's just writing them. So the rest, I don't know. And it's very helpful to get to this point, to understand what is it that really drives you, or what is something that comes from inside of you that just happens, even if, like I said, even if I never sell any novel. I mean, I sold some already, but even if I don't am not, I cannot talk anymore, successful with it, like in what we think of successful, like selling millions of books, doesn't matter. It's not really important to me. And yeah, maybe you also find those things for you that you just love doing and feel like you have to do them, kind of. It's a good driver. Narrative helps us structure experience to reveal meaning. Yeah. James, I always need you to put into words what I want to say. One way of defining spirituality is to say that we need to align ourselves to the potential for meaning within experience. Oh my God. I think I will have to think about this. Yeah, definitely. I think what is important for us as humans, from my own experience, is to feel useful, like that you can give something to people. You don't want to just exist, but you want to, yeah, give something. I don't know. And people who in our society don't have this feeling, who feel like I just exist, I'm not worth anything. I think that's why they get sick and have done mental troubles. You want to feel like, yeah, you mean something to someone, or you bring something for someone, like your kids or other people or in the chat. you have connections to other people, and just by talking with others, you create something, you know. It's not always you have to create something in the reality, but by connecting to other people, we create together. And that's, I think, is very important that we have those connections. OPS has a couple of older videos that highlight that life's meaning is to grow and give. Yes, I love that. I love that. I totally think that's true. Grow and give. I love that. I have to look this up. Okay. Yeah, it's so true. This is also such a big topic and heavy, and I don't know what's going on today. I think I will have to go back today to the chat and reflect on what we talked about today, because there's some stuff we have to go into deeper maybe. Oh, thank you, Mark. I'm happy for you to have found your meaning in life. Yeah, it took a while. And like I said, it's still always a battle with society and expectations. And yeah, it's not easy, but it helps. Definitely. I always have something I can come back to, you know, that's why it helps. I can always remind myself, okay, that's the most important thing. Okay, and also the kids and family, but this one thing for me is very, very important. And then I can always align myself with that again when I struggle. So that's why it's so helpful to find something like that. Here we go, our last sprint. Enjoy. Okay, my friends, this was a great time. There was a lot of stuff we talked about. I also felt compelled to write some stuff down, and so I want to continue thinking about the things we talked about, especially the last comments. Hmm. James is really a master of words, whereas my planetary placement gives me stupid ideas, like asking James whether he got a lot of horny jokes being a Taurus. No, but it has been suggested that it is the reason I'm so full of bullshit. Ta-da! Yeah. If my mom wasn't watching the stream, maybe I would say go for it. Okay, let me end this stream. We had a great week. I will be back on Sunday already. So if anyone, I know James is not working, so he won't probably be there, and he doesn't have to. But maybe Mark has some time when you feel like it, of course. So I will be streaming on Sunday with Author and Sophie and Amy North. So I'm really looking forward to that, to talking to both of them. And I'm pretty sure we will have some fun talking about cookies, probably. We'll see. Okay, my friends, have a great rest of the week. And then I will be back as usual on Monday. I'm already looking forward to it. Bye bye.